As a manager, sometimes a lot of my teammates, they'll come to me and they said, "Hey, D, we have this great idea we want to implement, or we see that this is an issue." And I always want to equip them and help them to feel empowered to make sure that they are solving issues on their own, right? So the big thing is, like, I know that I don't have a monopoly on all the ideas and everything. And so this is just how I've helped them to say, hey, if you're approaching me with an issue, obviously I'm thinking about a lot of things. So here's a way that you can go problem solve on your own. The number one thing that we always start with is making sure they're defining the problem in a good way, or just the best way possible. And this is really important because the goal is making sure that, like, you're not solving something, or we're not looking our heads up 2 to 3 months down the road and you're not solving an issue where like we shouldn't have been solving. So the first thing is like making sure the definition of the problem is a good one. We always want to make sure, this is where I come in most of the time, is that they're going to ask competing priorities. It's like, hey, D, you might are seeing a lot of different things happening in the org. Here's the problem that I'm seeing. Are you seeing anything else? That's a very important point, because I might be able to see, okay, there's these three things, and this one is more important than this, and they may not be able to see that. Well, let's say, we've said, okay, yeah, this is the problem that you've defined. It's on them to go and do some additional research, make sure, like, hey, can you have data to back this up, that this is actually a problem? Once they've done that to confirm that this is actually a problem that they've defined, what they then are able to do is then start to think about, like, what are some ideas? And not only that, it's they have to prioritize these ideas, because they come to me with 6 ideas, I'm saying, hey, which one should we do first? So they're able to prioritize and tell me which one. And the last thing there, I tell them, tell me what resources you need. If they come to me with that very outlined, more often than not, I'm able to either approve a project or said, hey, right now, here's all the other things I'm having on. We don't have these resources. Let's think about some additional ways. Hopefully this is helpful as you start to think about, not only as managers, how is it that you'd want your team to approach you, but as teammates, like, how should you approach your managers and leaders to help them to get buy-in?